Hey, I'm Elle, the Marketing Blondie, and I make videos about social media and internet marketing for online coaches and experts. Yes, I nailed that. Okay, so in today's video, I'm going to talk to you about how to basically never run out of content when it comes to content creation. So this is something that I struggle with a lot. I would sit down and I would be like, and it would come to like batch creating day, and I'd be like, I don't know what to post today, and I would always run out of ideas, and I would go online searching for solutions to these problems, like, okay, like how do people just post content, like fire content all the time, and like I'm sat here and I can't even string a few sentences together. And I saw a lot of conflicting advice and a lot of very generic advice, like ask your audience, but it's like, if I don't have an audience to ask, then how am I going to ask them? And the other one was like, you can go on answerthepublic.com and some of those apps like Google Trends or whatever, and you can type in on Google or YouTube the first part of the sentence, kind of like that relates to like what you do, and then obviously the end of the sentence that Google predicts that other people are searching for, kind of give you an idea as to what people want. It's rubbish. It's rubbish. Like, there are a lot of gurus and experts that say Answer the Public is the best place for you to never run out of content ideas. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to know what's going to come up on Answer the Bloody Public when you type in, I don't know, like, say for example, I would type in, like, I think that my dream client is looking for how to get more coaching clients online. So if I put in Answer the Public, get more coaching clients, or how to get more coaching clients, I know that Answer the Public is going to come up with this. How to get more coaching clients online. How to get more coaching clients online UK. How to get more coaching clients online for free. Is coaching a scam? How to get more coaching clients without posting videos. I don't know. It was just like, this stuff is not rocket science, and it didn't help me. It didn't get the juices flowing, because then it's like, okay, now I have to create a video about how to get coaching clients in the UK. I don't know. Speak English. How to get coaching clients for free. Well, post content on, I don't know, like, obviously it can give you some ideas if you're really, really stuck. But this is the one piece of advice that I would give you, and it's probably going to sound, I hope that you're not like, oh, that was really like bum advice, because it's like kind of cheesy. But I would honestly say the more you do it, the more ideas you get, because you kind of end up training your mind to think and speak clearly and liberally about what you're really passionate about. Does that make sense? So if I would just confine myself to batch creating content, sitting down and batch creating content once every 4 weeks, perhaps I would sit down on a day where I'm not feeling particularly creative, but I would then have like 30 pieces of content to come up with. And if I tried to sit down and do that on a day where I wasn't feeling that creative, or I wasn't, the juices weren't flowing, I wasn't in the zone, then that content's going to be really hard for me to create and batch create. So I kind of started doing things that made it easier for me to sort of be in my zone a bit more, and that allowed me to for my ideas to just come off each other. So one thing that I do now that I never did before was I always have my laptop open in the house. I'm always at home. I'm a mum, so I'm not always out and about. Home is kind of where I base myself. So I've always got my laptop open, and I've always got a Word document open that I've called my content bank. And if I'm cooking, I'm doing something, and I start getting into that monologue, in my head of like thinking about something that I would say and post as a piece of content, I drop what I'm doing and I run straight to my laptop and I just make a note of it. And I make it quite specific so that if I can't record it in that moment, which I probably can't because I'm doing something, then I will make the notes in my content bank on my laptop specific enough so that when I come back to it to create the content later or whatever, I remember enough about it. And one thing that I do is I don't conform too much to specific days for batch creating. So I know that a lot of people, like a lot of gurus will tell you like, oh, you've got to sit down like once every 4 weeks or once a month or once every 2 months and just get all of your content done. But it's like I said, if you sit down on a day where you're not feeling creative, then you're not going to get anything done anyway. And whatever you do get done is not really going to be from the heart and the soul. It's going to be quite poor. So what I do is if I'm having one of those moments where the content ideas are just coming and I'm in the zone, it doesn't matter if it's on a day where I didn't plan to create content. I will sit down and fire off those pieces of content. Typically I'll put them in Canva as a carousel because I write better than I speak. So it might be easier for you to sit down and record, but I'm not really much of a recording person. I'm definitely more of a typing person in terms of it flowing more naturally to me when I'm in the zone. So I will then sit down at Canva and I will crack out as much as I can if I'm in that zone. If I'm in that zone where the juices are flowing, the content's coming, the spices are there, I just go and go and go until I get tired. And then before I know it, I've got loads of really, really good, activating, just like polarizing, compelling content because I was in the mood, and it's kind of just, and it's there. And then what I'll do when it comes to filming, I will then look at the carousels and I will use them as inspiration for filming my videos. That's it. That's all I do. Because I find it hard some people find this easy, but I find it hard to stand here in front of the camera, click record, and then just rattle off ideas and pieces of content. Like I need notes and I need a longer form written content for me to kind of look at. Like I've got my laptop here, like for me to kind of look at it and go, oh yeah, that hits, that's fire, I can talk about that. Whereas you might find it easier to stand in front of your camera, record a load of videos and then write them afterwards. But I need to sit down. Like the easiest way for me to get from here to out there is by typing. I've always been that way. I've always been a writer. I've always been a typer. Words flow naturally to me when I'm putting them on a paper or on screen. And then I use what's on the screen for the videos. So I hope that helps. I hope that helps you never run out of content ideas. Like I said though, the more you do it, the easier it becomes. The more content I create, the more content I create. It's mad. And I'm at a point now where I honestly don't think I could ever run out of things to say or to type or to post about. At the moment, I've got more content than days. So that's a massive problem solved for me. And now, because I've done it, I'm doing it more often, off the bat, I could probably do a live or, something, or click record and I'd have something to say. Because I think as well, the more you write, writing becomes easier. The more you record, podcast or video, it becomes easier. And it's the problem is in the beginning is you're not sitting down enough to record and create your content. So you're doing it like once a month or whatever, and you need to kind of just get used to doing it a lot. And the more you do it, the more ideas you'll get. And as long as you make sure you make a note of them, don't keep them in your head because they will be gone. A few hours later, you'll forget that you even had the thought. And that piece of content that you got in your head that you thought would be amazing to talk about or post or whatever is going to be gone, and that'll be such a waste. It'll be such a shame. So make sure that you're just every when you get those ideas, just jot them down somewhere. If you're more like out and about all the time, then do your content bank in the notes section of your phone. Just make sure that you jot down your ideas and your notes, and when you're in the zone, get those notes into a longer form, whatever it is, Canva, video, podcast, don't care, whatever, and then use those forms of content to inspire your other forms of content. That's all I have for you. I hope that you got value out of that about content creation, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.